Teen Titans wave. Now, this wave had a few members from the Teen Titans. You got Donna Troy, Raven, Arsenal, and Nightwing. And all together, they build Beast Boy. Or, well, some like to say probably Beast Man, or, you know, a hairy Hulk. Maybe, right? Hey, here are the Titans now outside of the box. Now, I just wanted to go over their cards really quick. Just mainly because there's a couple of differences with some of them that I find very interesting. So, really quick with Arsenal here, you know, his trading card, he has his cap. That's pretty much forward. This one's reversed. Not a big deal. It's actually not too far off. There's a few missing paint details that should have went onto the figure, but very minor. Now, Raven's a big deal, though, because Raven here, she looks nothing like what her figure is in this trading card. It does look a lot like the DC Universe Classics version of Raven, which I will do a comparison with later in this video. So make sure to keep staying tuned. Then you get Donna Troy here, and doesn't seem too bad. Looks pretty cool artwork, and you see kind of Garth Aqualad in there, and that's like the second thing I've seen about Garth Aqualad, so I'm praying McFarlane is going to do that. Now, you can see there's some paint on this knife or sword that she's holding right here, right? And, you know, her weapon that she comes with, you couldn't have less paint on it. This is just a terrible, just one flat color. So I'm definitely going to probably touch this up with the handle here because it needs it. You know, I'll go more into that later. Sorry, I got a little distracted. And then you get Nightwing here. He has some differences as well. I don't think this card matches at all what he's supposed to look like because you can see he has the blue on his leg area, in which you don't get that with this figure. And he also comes with batons, which you also don't get with this figure. Let's start with the big guy first. So Beast Boy here is in this giant form, right? Like, this is where he's just a behemoth. He's the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. You know what I mean? He's also looking like he's dressing up to save the world in Avengers Endgame, right? It looks like he's ready for that Infinity Gauntlet. But let me go and look at this figure here. So he's got a nice green skin tone. It's very light. And he gets this dark hair color, and that kind of runs throughout the figure, and it's pretty nice. But for the head sculpt, it is a nice looking head sculpt here. You got his little bottom teeth coming out, I believe. What was it? I think it was Calabac that did kind of the same thing. So it seems like a little bit of a trend, not too big of a deal. But you do get this nice sculpting here. The hairs kind of go past it, so it does get a little spiky. When you put on the Build-A-Figure piece, I will admit, this was kind of stabbing me when I was trying to put the hands in. So that wasn't too fun, but I made it, right? You know, you get some nice paint work throughout this figure, though. You do get nice color variation with the red and white and black, so I really do like that. I like that you get some hair coming out from the, you know, the calves and everything, so that's pretty cool. You do get a little bit of a sculpt here, but there is no paint applied on there, unfortunately. You do get the nails painted, though, so that is a nice touch. It really sucks when you see a figure with the nails not being painted, but it's got a nice dark green there, and you get a little bit of that with the fist just for the thumb, though. The nails are tucked in on that one, and you get some nice veins popping out here, so he's got some lifting to do, right? He's a very nice big figure. Now, I do wish the figure did have alternate hands, like at least have like 2 closed fists and 2 open grabbing ones, so it doesn't just look like this the whole time. It would have been nice, or maybe an alternate head. Now, one thing I also think we should have gotten with this wave, with this Build-A-Figure, is that every figure I felt could have fit a small green animal in there. You know, we could have gotten like some green bunny, a green snake, nothing too fancy, nothing like crazy with articulation or anything. It could have been nothing, you know, maybe a fish, you know, I don't know, like something like this, you know. I know the Beast Boy gold label does come with like an eagle that's similar to this, and you do get that, which will be nice. I will find that figure eventually, and I'll do a review on that too. But I really do wish that this figure did come with like other accessories, you know, or other versions of where Beast Boy can form to like small critters, you know. I mean, I'm an animal lover, so I could be biased on that, but I think that would have been a nice touch for every figure. Here is a couple of versions of Beast Boy from the Mattel line. Next, you got Arsenal, and of course, he's going to have accessories that you would expect a archer to have. He does get his bow, and he's got his quiver, and he's got his, you know, arrows, right? So a thing I noticed here, I can't remember if this was on the old Arrow figure, but they have this like kind of block here at the bottom here with the arrows. Kind of looks a little ugly, but what's nice is, you know, hey, you want to put that in here, it doesn't move around. Now you can hold it upside down, it's gonna keep it in place. So just trying to shake it off, not gonna work. So just take that, plug that in the back here. Pretty much a bland design right here, and then you plug that in and it looks good, and then you have a completed Arsenal figure. The figure itself, though, let's go and talk about this. He's got his cap on backwards, and you got a little hair coming out from there, and that looks pretty neat. I think that's a nice little sculpt there. He's got some nice texturing around that cap here, and I'm just trying to show that. So yeah, there's no design on it, so it's just bland, nothing going on there. And you get a couple of tattoos. You see this like skull with wings wherever that's supposed to be, and then here you get poison with scorpion there, and you see a skull right there. So pretty nice sculpt, and he's a lean figure. I like that kind of teen body that they're trying to do. I think like just like a skinnier person, so I think that's pretty good on the size here. The red is very bright. I think there's supposed to be some gold here around the belt, and I think this is supposed to be black, and then like some of the light red is supposed to be there, but not all of it, so it's not a perfect paint job. And I think the glasses should have been a little bit more reflective, because I just can't see how someone could see out of that. It would have been nice if it was like kind of like a translucent thing, but I get it, we ain't there yet. So the bow is same bright red around that light red. I think that should have been a different color though, like a darker red. But the string here isn't too bad. It's you can get some good posing here. I wish it came with like some arrow for him to hold. Like, it's so wrong to just have a Arsenal figure. You know, like, you need to have arrows for these figures, really. Arsenal next to a few releases from the Mattel versions, right? You had the Arsenal from Young Justice, and I believe they called him Red Arrow from the DC Universe Classics line. Now, like I said before, it sucks that we don't get arrows for Arsenal here. However, I think if you take the Young Justice Arsenal arrows that he came with, they fit very well. I tried it with this one, and the red isn't maybe not 100% perfect, but it is so close enough. Like, it's good enough, you know? I think if you're someone who wants to have arrows with your Arsenal, getting that Young Justice Arsenal version, or at least trying to get those arrows. He comes with like 4 of them, I believe, and they were all like having special tips. I think that's definitely something to go for, though. Like, I'm gonna definitely hold on to these arrows for this version from McFarlane. It's definitely a nice fit in, and it's, you know, these were kind of like ridiculously overlarged, which makes it seem perfect size for the 7-inch figures from McFarlane. So definitely a thing to, you know, jot down. Moving on to Raven, and this is what I did not know, and this is actually very surprising for me, is, you know, when I first saw her hand effects, I thought they looked a lot similar to the Marvel Legends line, where they always had that kind of flame, and it looked like just fit around their fist. That is not the case with this, though, because it is so interesting on how you put them on. I noticed they had like these little holes, and they seem to fit perfectly for where her hand pegs would actually go, because I have her hand right here and wherever I lost the other one right now. But if you just go and take these off, there's the peg, there's the little hole, and you just plug that in, and there you go. You got your flames for your Raven here, and it's not too noticeable actually from a distance. It's like, okay, it works, I guess. Very interesting. I didn't think it was like this. So, you know, hey, you got, I guess, swappable hands for Raven here. It's just, do you want purple fire, or do you want, you know, a closed fist and an open hand? Very, very interesting. But moving on with the figure itself, though, I love this sculpt here. I mean, I know it doesn't look anything like the trading card, but it still is a nice sculpt. So looking at her face, she's very pale, got those black lips, purple coming from her eyes. Then she's got some red hair in there. You can't see it all because of the hood, but you get some nice texture for this figure. Nice suit. She's got her belt that has a red circle and there's laid with gold. Yeah, very nice. Oh, well, her hand popped out, so I guess I can put on her actual hand now. But yeah, definitely a interesting hat on there, I think. Her cape here has a nice texture. It moves very easily. Nice and like ripped, how you would expect Raven. I wish she came with a flight stand. It doesn't make sense that she just gets a regular stand, but I guess that's how it is all the time, right? Very, very nice figure. Definitely has some long arms. She's double elbow, double knee. This is like a pretty much a hard sculpt here, so it's not like rubbery. And then the diaper, of course, not too shabby. You know, so it's pretty much bland and black in the back here. So here is Raven next to the DC Universe Classics version of her. And with that card again, you know, it just seemed like they were definitely going more so for this look. I know it's a little different around the legs, but definitely much closer than McFarlane's version, right? I think they're both great figures, though. This has that more pale look, definitely more like demonic. So hopefully we do see some more Raven figures, though. I like to see the Teen Titans, you know, version from the show, you know. So like the animated show, we already have Cyborg, so hopefully we'll see the other 4 members real soon. It's been a long wait, right? But yeah, I think they're good figures. Yeah, Donna Troy here. She has a very unique sculpt. I like the sculpt on her. Definitely has some battle damaging on her gauntlets here. She got the stars all sculpted in there, and it has their own like texture within the stars. I don't know if it's popping up on camera really, but these have their own like little texture in them. So that's actually really nice. And the rest of the figure is kind of like smoothed around. Doesn't seem too like bad of a diaper syndrome here. Like this is actually really good. And then she's got some weathering, like kind of beat up armor. Everywhere it seems like that very light gray, they're beat up. It's hard to show because of how light it is, but there is like texture beat up in here. On the side here, there's stars, and it's got that like kind of arrow up, kind of like some of the Aquaman you see. But you know, you get that all around. Her hair has a nice like blue highlight. It's like black but with some bluish purple highlight there. Definitely a nice look. The head sculpt, you know, the expression isn't too bad. It could have been better, I think. She looks too angry, I think. Doesn't seem like she'd be a member of Titans too much. I'm guessing she's a bit serious, but there's something here. I think her face sculpt is just the skin tone, I think, is darker compared to like her neck. Maybe that's what's throwing me off a bit with her. But, you know, she does look like a good figure, though, overall. I'd say the worst thing about her is her sword, though. Like, that is the worst. Because this just, you know, the painting budget, I guess, reached its limit. This needs to get like finished. It's not there yet. It's Donna Troy next to a DC Universe Classics version of the character. Much different suits. The last is Nightwing, and I am jumping straight into the comparisons here because it is just Nightwing that we've seen kind of like a lot lately, but mainly because I wanted to point out the differences between this new figure and the old figure, and that's that this figure is 100% new. There's nothing that it is sharing, as far as I can tell, with the old figure. The legs are different, the feet are different, the torso, the arms, the head sculpt, everything is different about this figure. Now, the pros on this is that the figure is smaller, so he's a bit of a shorter character. It really shows a size difference. He's skinnier, he's shorter, he's not like matching the same height as Batman, so it gives that nice scale difference there. And this is why I really like that McFarlane's going, is that the scale is being adjusted where it needs to. So it's got new diapers here, definitely an alternate Nightwing symbol. This Nightwing symbol isn't anywhere close to being the same there. You get paint that comes down all the way through the arm and to the hands, and that's pretty nice. Now, the con is that this figure doesn't come with alternate hands, and he doesn't come with batons. And that's a sin of itself with a Nightwing figure. I get it that, hey, you don't want to have 100% of the same thing, but, you gotta have him carry his signature weapon, I think. That's a big no-no. Like, I guess we get some new nice poses with just a punching version of Nightwing, but definitely something that should have been, thrown in, I don't know. I guess budget really did hurt him. Maybe if we had a better economy, maybe we'd get more. But, that piece that goes between the arm and the torso, I forget what it's called. It's like that shoulder blade. That's just a complete black thing, and that does throw the figure off. You never really want to have that. Like, it doesn't look right. Here, if you have it close, it looks okay. So if you put it close, that's the only way you can go about it if you want it, because it just looks so off when it's him backing up. It just doesn't seem altogether, like, it doesn't seem right. He's got that smirky face here, and it's kind of like doing that ice, like I'm kind of closing my eye here, and it's wide open. Another one like that Deadpool look. Kind of interesting. You get some hair going in his face, and back here, you see that come here. There's no weird cut. It is sculpted here, so it's not painted. So there's nothing to hold his batons if he were to have it. You can't even necessarily do a hand swap with these guys, because that blue runs all the way through. It would just look weird with it ending, and because it is different sculpt, I'm not sure if it would work. I'm not going to attempt it myself. So if you do, hey, good luck. Let me know in the comments how it turns out if you do. Here, and where his abs are, it looks like more of like a metal like suit. It seems very well like sculpted in there. It doesn't seem like it's like his flesh tone, like his real abs or anything. It seems like part of his armor, but you get some good movement there. It looks like you couldn't even bend it to begin with. It blends in very well, so the articulation's kind of hidden. The diaper isn't too bad on this figure though. Up front, I think it is. I think it doesn't come out as good as it should in the front, but from the back it doesn't look too bad. And at the bottom of his feet here, you get the blue like trim all around. So pretty smooth of a figure. Definitely a nice one. I still would have preferred a Garth Aqualad though. So maybe we'll get that in a gold label or something. Okay, so here are the figures now, kind of in a more complete team with the Wally West Flash and a Aqualad. It's not the Garth Aqualad, but hey, I got a placement there for him, right? So very nice figure set all together. I do enjoy this wave. I think it is a cool wave to complete a Teen Titans team here. This was definitely a nice set. So definitely Raven, I think, was one of the top figures, and I do love the Arsenal figure. Donna Troy was all right. Could have had some better stuff with that damaged metal. I think it could have had more weathering paint on there. Nightwing was nice. He was just needing a couple of other accessories. And of course, Beast Boy, it's a unique Build-A-Figure. Definitely am excited to get the gold label version, though, for sure. And hopefully we could see, some other way of having like green little critters that could resemble Beast Boy being transformed. So I hope you guys did enjoy this figure review, though. Hit that thumbs up button if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to check out some of my other video reviews for DC Multiverse related product. I mean, there's also Marvel Legends 2 and some other stuff I do here and there. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next time on this channel.